of Mahjong exists. It is presented in green and red text by Mahjong friends and published by Nomad Papaya Books, and the first thing it says is, due to the cultural and geographical isolation in the process of Mahjong's transmission, different countries and regions have their own diverse Mahjong rules, but because all different rules are relatively easy to interchange, people who know Mahjong, though having different language, cultural and ideological backgrounds, could sit down and play the game together on the Mahjong table. Those conflicts, nationalities, political positions, problems, ideologies, struggles reached a common ground. Mahjong thus becomes the situation/place where people meet, communicate, exchange and make friends. Each player receives 13 tiles, and as the game progresses they are meant to exchange their tiles one at a time until they have built an harmonious wall of dots, bamboos, numbers, winds, dragons, flowers, seasons and shout woo when harmony is achieved. Pre-K and the children of my parents' friends huddle around a pile of magnetic blocks, and one of them is in charge of what is built and who builds which part, and when the 3-foot-tall skyscraper is complete the roles shift, but I never get to be in charge. Everyone else has more than one term. Before I ever get to be in charge, and less than asking, I wonder aloud why I never get to be in charge, and all the downcast eyes of my parents' friends' children show me what it means to be cast out. -10 degrees in my mid-20s, I take a heap of 2CB and get as high as I have ever been in my friend's girlfriend's kitchen, and then interrogate him about his love of his mother and his hate of his father, but he does not have the answers I am looking for. He is just well adjusted. He is just as well off as me. He is just much better adjusted to life, and the look in his eyes and the barely there hug he gives casts me out again. I leave. I run away from the embarrassed fool of loneliness more than the coldness of the street to play again. I play again, I play again, I try to find the table where my conflicts, nationalities, political positions, problems, ideologies, struggles can be exchanged for friends. Exchanged for love. When Constance Wu lets Michelle Yeoh win at Mahjong in Crazy Rich Asians, I cry every time, anytime, anyone, anywhere in the world is watching that movie and that scene comes. Tears come to my eyes, it finds me, I find it so moving, that scene in that movie that my high school prom date. This young woman I loved early on looked like Constance Wu to me, but I never turned out to be much of anything for her, which very likely wasn't likely always will be. I never learned how to play Mahjong like a knight who never learned how to wield a sword. How can I do what is right and do what is hard, and ride off on my high horse, get everything I want in life if I do not know the rules? But I do. The international manual finishes with explaining the rules halfway through. There is the problem. There is a whole second half of the international manual dedicated to etiquette that I don't know how to sit through. The promise of the introduction of friendship, of ambition, of finding love, of obtaining love like in the movies. I cannot reconcile the promise of the introduction with the reality of the etiquette section. The etiquette I cannot intuit, have never intuited, insisting that something is wrong with me, that I will never win at Mahjong, will never build a wall of harmony. Naturally I don't want to play Mahjong, I want to be in love, but how can I love without Mahjong? How can I Mahjong while playing so hard for love, playing only for love instead of for harmony? I've never been very good at love, all I've ever wanted